Good evening. I'm Raji Soni, and the person that you see me today is a rebirth of the Raji Soni of years ago, and I owe it all to Apollo Cancer Center. Before I say anything, let me tell about how it all started. In the year 2019, I was in a job that kept me on my toes, running all through the day. And one day I noticed a very small, I wouldn't call it as a lump, but it was a small boil on my left chest, which is a little below the collarbone. And then I was thinking, it just looked like an insect bite, and I was mentioning it to my executive assistant, and she said, "Ma'am, it's nothing to worry about." But a couple of days later, it just swelled up and it was painful, and I couldn't lift my left hand, and it turned into a reddish bump. So I thought, okay, let me go and visit a doctor since it gave me a pain in my left arm. And when I visited the lady doctor, she asked me my age, and she said that since I'm over 50, it would be better if I got an FNAC done. Alright, so it was painful. So she gave me the hope that it would just be another abscess perhaps. So I went for the FNAC, and much against my, all my hopes and positivity, when I went to pick up the result, it turned out to be that I was positive, and it said that carcinoma positive. So for a moment, I only remember taking that report and running down to my car, and I don't know how long I sat in the car just staring at it. Because, I'm a person who led life on fast track, busy throughout the day, believed in running in and out of presentation, meeting guests, meeting clients, making sure that the flights left on time. Not for a moment did I think that this report could be mine. Yeah. So even when the FNAC was done, the person who was conducting it told me that this could just be an abscess because there is liquid there. Then in a state of shock, I first proceeded to Cancer Institute. There I had the vice chairman do the surgery on me, but he confirmed that small blister, that small lump was indeed cancer, and I was tested as triple negative. That was another setback. Okay, so the first thing is that from the job that I have, I had to take a back seat and then start off my treatment. So what I did is that I didn't want any kind of negativity. So I decided I thought for myself that I'm going to be good. I'm going to be better than what I was before. And I understand that this is a time which would go on forever, but I could get over it. But unfortunately at the Cancer Institute, after my surgery, when they started the first chemo, things went wrong for me. I got pneumonia, I got dengue, and lying there in their ICU, one person that I remembered was Mr. John Chandy. And I knew Mr. John Chandy from his times at Variant Medical, and I called him there and I said, "Sir, this is where I am." And the first question that he asked me was, "I am in Apollo, so why did you not call me?" So I told him that this is where I am, and that was the first time I cried out to somebody. And he said, "Raji, I am taking you out of that place. I will talk to the concerned doctors and I will have you out." So 2 days later, he said, "Your ambulance is booked and it's on the way, and you move out. I've spoken to the doctors." And then as I was waiting for the ambulance, yet another name struck me, and that was Madam Malati. I don't know what made me just pick up the call, and I only remember telling me, "Ma'am, I'm in so and so place and I'm moving to Apollo, and Mr. John Chandy is sending the ambulance." And she said, "Raji, everything will be," and in her that same confident tone that she speaks, she said, "Raji, everything will be taken care of. You come over." I do remember that I came in quite a state, and what I will ever remember is that if I am today back to the same confident person that I am, people call me strong, sometimes arrogant, whatever, but all that I owe it back to Apollo Cancer Center. I'm not a person to give away compliments that easily, but I think it's a rebirth for me after 50 years of life. I tell you, that first step that I took inside, the first thing that the nurse asked me was, did you have lunch? And it was well over 3 o'clock, I remember, and the way she fed me that food, that was my journey in Apollo Medical Center. Dr. T. Raja, all the people that I interacted with made a difference in my life from then on. Though my life took a setback for about 2 months because of dengue and pneumonia, I would say that Apollo just did that magic for me. Okay, the doctor is the best doctor available. I understand the hospital is the best, but what made me come back to life and made my treatment so painless was, I think, the people at Apollo Cancer Center. Each and every person, be it the person, the security at the gate, to even the housekeeping boy, made a big difference to my life, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, because I never waste a minute to say that I owe my confidence today, I owe my good health to Apollo Cancer Center. Dr. T. Raja is as a matter of fact, every time Dr. T. Raja used to walk into my room, I used to look forward to him coming in, with his entire entourage. When he comes in, he brings in such a lot of positivity, okay? And when I looked at all those people smiling around, there came in that thing that I can fight it, I can be better, and everything would be good. Every Friday, I came into the hospital like as if I would come for a picnic, for my chemo. And today when I talk to people, I tell them that there is a misconception and myth that chemo is painful. Chemo is not painful. The treatment is like any other treatment that goes through, and it all depends on the people, the hospital, the doctor, and above all this, it depends on you. Because if you think that you can get over it, I think there's nothing that can stop you. You can have the best of doctors, best of medicines, but if you don't think that you can come over it, it doesn't happen. So I must say that there was something else which says that, somebody told me positive affirmations make a lot of difference. So there was this one chemo session which was delayed because my blood count was not good enough, and this friend called me and told me, Raji, say things that would make a difference. So every Friday or Saturday when I come back, I'll keep saying, my blood count is going to be this, the range, the value. I used to say that every time that I remembered, I said that, and I said to myself, I'm good, I'm going to be better than before, I'm going to be more beautiful, I'm going to be healthy, wealthy, prosperous. These are certain things that I say to myself first thing in the morning, before I get up and speak to anybody. The first thing, I have a whole lot of positive affirmations that I say. If you ask me how is life after cancer, that period is a vague memory. Vague memory, because if you ask me, did you go through challenging times? Maybe there were challenging times. I don't know, because I was so well looked after. I had the best of medical assistants. I had the best doctor. I had the best hospital. I had the best of people looking after me. And over and above it, I knew that all these people would make a difference to me. So, if you ask me who makes a difference, it has to start with you. You must believe in the people, and they can do that magic or miracle only if you believe that they can do it. So I stand indebted to each and every member that I've come across. There are so many names, but I know that all these names are etched in my memory, and I owe it to all of you. Thank you so much. Many of them who don't know, many of them, including my mother, do not know that I am a cancer survivor. I don't like to use the word survivor, but I would still, for this one incident, I would like to say that I've survived many an odds. And if people haven't seen me in the last year and they're seeing me now, they don't see any difference. Okay, so I feel that I've heard people say that, we make a difference in people's life. And I would say you really don't just make a difference in people's life, you give people a new beginning. And thank you so much for it.